Cash, base rate neglect, applying the concept in counseling. 1. Understanding base rate neglect. Base rate neglect refers to the tendency to ignore statistical probabilities, the base rate, in favor of specific, vivid, or anecdotal information. This bias leads people to overestimate unlikely outcomes or draw incorrect conclusions. For example, someone might assume they have a rare medical condition after reading about its symptoms online, ignoring the much higher likelihood of a more common ailment. In counseling, this bias can manifest in clients' anxiety, decision-making, or problem-solving, causing them to focus on improbable scenarios or overlook practical, evidence-based perspectives. How base rate neglect is useful in counseling. Reduces anxiety. Helps clients contextualize fears or concerns by focusing on likely outcomes rather than rare exceptions. Promotes rational decision-making. Guides clients to consider statistical probabilities and realistic factors when evaluating situations. Encourages evidence-based thinking. Helps clients separate emotional responses from objective information, fostering clarity. 3. Practical application in counseling. Identifying base rate neglect. What's the likelihood? Ask clients to reflect on situations where they focused on unlikely scenarios. How common is this outcome compared to other possibilities? Are you focusing on the exception rather than the rule? Example: a client worrying about a catastrophic event after a minor argument might explore whether such escalations are typical in their relationships. Counselor's role. Help clients recognize when they are prioritizing rare possibilities over more probable explanations or outcomes. B. Reframing probabilities. Exercise. Look at the base rate. Encourage clients to explore the statistical likelihood of an outcome. What's the most likely explanation based on past experiences? How does this compare to what typically happens in similar situations? Example: a client fearing they failed an exam after a single challenging question might reflect on their overall preparation and previous exam performance. Teaching balanced thinking. Use questioning to help clients weigh both base rates and specific details. What would you think if this happened to someone else? What's a reasonable explanation based on what you know? Example: a client fearing a rare medical condition might consider how their symptoms align with more common explanations. Detailed tips for application. Normalize the fear of rare events. Reassure clients that it's natural to focus on vivid scenarios, but that probabilities often provide a more reliable guide. Encourage contextual thinking. Teach clients to place specific situations within broader patterns or trends. Focus on evidence. Guide clients to gather and evaluate reliable information to balance their emotional responses with facts. 5. Anxiety counseling. A client fearing they'll be fired after making a minor mistake might explore the likelihood of this outcome based on their work history and company culture. Relationship counseling. A client worried their partner will leave after a disagreement might reflect on the typical resolution of past conflicts in the relationship. Health counseling. A client fearing they have a rare illness after reading online might review common causes of their symptoms and seek appropriate medical advice. 6. Integrating base rate neglect techniques into a course of treatment. Initial sessions. Explore areas where clients focus on unlikely scenarios and introduce the concept of base rates to provide perspective. Midway through counseling. Use reflective journaling or thought records to help clients evaluate the probabilities of their concerns and balance emotions with evidence. Ongoing work. Reinforce rational decision-making by encouraging clients to use base rate thinking in everyday challenges. Outcome measurement. Assess whether clients demonstrate reduced anxiety, improved decision-making, and a better ability to contextualize rare events within broader probabilities. Conclusion. Base rate neglect can lead clients to overemphasize rare outcomes, heightening anxiety and distorting decision-making. In counseling, addressing this bias helps clients focus on likely scenarios, evaluate situations rationally, and reduce unnecessary worry. By fostering evidence-based thinking and balanced perspectives, counselors empower clients to approach challenges with clarity and confidence, prioritizing practicality over improbable fears.